Welcome back to Shedtune and welcome back to the garage. Not been in here for a while. What are we here? Well, you know how I fixed the end can on Shedtune 83? Well, I haven't. It's not quite right, as I'll show you in a minute. But we've got a plan. So, here we go. So there's the beastie in question, and whilst it does look very, very good, the big problem we've got, as you can probably see in here, is this stud. And every time we hit a bump with suspension on, it hits there and snaps the end can off. And as they're really expensive, I don't want to have the pleasure of buying another one. So what we're going to do is strip the running board off and make a new end can. So there you go, you can see the problem just there. It's actually touching, and when you sit on the suspension, it obviously moves the engine that way, which then moves that to hit that even more. And there's a little bit of flexibility, but I still think that we need to do something about it. So what we got to do is measure where I think it's going to be. So if we went from there, what's that, 17 centimetres long, is probably about as far as we need. So what I've done is I've got this massive end can off a good old Andy Francis. He's a real saviour. This is one of his samples that he uses to try exhaust out so they're not too noisy. And I've worked out that that length there should, if I can get it to work, be about right. So we're going to chop that off there, see if we can get that to go in there. And if we can, happy days. If we can't, then we're on a plan B, wherever that is. Okay, so that's secured here. Now I'll get the angle grinder and hopefully do some cutting and make sure I've got it as round as possible. Back in a minute. Right, well, okay. Okay, well, that's that. Do it the old-fashioned way. There we go, cut. Let's hope that fits in there somehow, which I'm sure it will. Right, back in the mo. Right, so this is where we are at the moment. So the moment of truth. Let's take that off and then see if the new one is anywhere near. Okay, so not pop riveted on yet, but that would hit there, but it is a bit lower. Maybe we can adjust it to be about there. Okay, well, that doesn't look so bad. Gaffer tape and sealant, or should we try and pop rivet it? You'll find out in a minute. Right, so I'm going to repack this exhaust before we start drilling and riveting it in together, just so that it can be as quiet as possible, because believe you me, when they noise test us, I want to make sure that we're all good to go. So as you can see, I can still get a fair bit of packing in there, so we'll repack it and then we'll rivet it and put a bit of sealant around it, and then hopefully it will stay together. Ta-da! There you go. What do you think? A bit of Mad Max. Shall I leave it on like that? Right, well, it's certainly not the prettiest end can I've ever made, but hopefully all that extra strength should work. We've got a lovely little marker made, and okay, we haven't got any springs on it yet, but that's clear. That's clear there. So not the prettiest now that the sealant's on, but hopefully it'll do its job and it won't blow and make a racket. I suppose I better start it and see what it sounds like. Well, that's the first test ride of Shedtune 8 through the new engine in it. Just in case you're wondering, it's a 50 brake horsepower RB250 with quite a savage power band. I think it'll take a little bit of getting used to say the least. Well, the exhaust pipe's still on, that's one main thing. What else? Don't forget the free stickers. Make sure you subscribe, give us a like, and we'll see you next time.